Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US. And I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class today because it's Wednesday. It is 11 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday, September 11th, 2024 as I'm coming to you live. And though my videos are viewed worldwide, I just want to take a moment to send my blessings to fellow Americans as we recognize Patriot Day. It was 23 years ago today when 2,996 people lost their lives in our country. And together as a nation, we mourn and remember those who are among them and the families that live with the pain of their loss. All right, we're going to get started today. Thank you. A big hello to all of you who have joined in on the live. And if you're watching the after live, comment away because the comments get you entered into prize drawings. So please join in any way that you find possible, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, live comments or after the live. A big welcome to our moderators, Trisha Josephs, who is on YouTube, and Lisa Marshall, who is on Facebook. They are there to answer your questions while the live is going on. So thank you, gals. I love you so much. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. And welcome to our newbies. So if you're new, I hope that you stay tuned. I try to make things easy to follow. There are videos where I'm showing very simple cards. There are videos where I'm showing more detailed cards. Today we're using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so we will be cutting with a machine. It's an investment when you're a paper crafter, but it's well worth it, right? All of us who have been paper crafting for a while can agree. But again, if you're new, just lay back and enjoy, and I hope that you have fun watching. All right, what else do we want to say? We do a prize drawing. Oh, I mentioned that already. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the supply and measurement sheet. I'm going to bring that up on my computer so that I can share that with you on my screen here. This is the PDF that you'll be able to download and print off from my blog post. Now, this blog post is connected today to a blog hop because it is the Wednesday of the month when my blog hop group hops together. We create from the same suite of products and then we connect our blog links to each other. So in my blog post today, you will see links to all of their blogs. Basically, you scroll to the bottom of the post and you click on someone's name or their blog name, and it will take you directly to their blog where they've shared ideas using this same suite. So we're going to be using the Unbounded Beauty suite. It's a gorgeous suite. It's new in the 2024 through 25 annual catalog, which released in May. We do a suite each month, and next month we're going to be grabbing a suite from the mini catalog, which just debuted this month. So I hope that you enjoy what we share. So this is the PDF. Again, it's downloadable off my blog post, which will go live at 5 p.m. Central Time, so approximately 6 hours from now. That's when our blog hops. And if you can't wait that long, take a screenshot. But yeah, visit back and then you can print it off. And you can see the measurements are on there, the supplies are listed on there, and they are linkable to my store. So if you do not have a demonstrator or you're not a demonstrator yourself and you'd like to shop, by all means, you can shop through me. Just click on any of these. The links are also in my video YouTube description, which will transfer over to the Facebook Live after I'm done. And also in my blog post, there's a visual supply list. Also, you can see that there are photos, there's the date and the name of the blog or the project that we're doing. So it's all easy to reference. It's a one-page thing. You can print them off, you can keep them in a binder and refer back to them later on. So, all right, let's see here. We're gonna go back to the desktop. I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way for now. And the Unbounded Beauty Suite, here we go. It is in the annual catalog. You can find it on pages 52 through 55, but you can also find these items in the online store. Like I said, all of those links will take you to the online store. And you can see the products, you can see beautiful samples. The products that I will be using are a bit of the glimmer paper. I'm going to be using the Pretty in Pink glimmer paper. These are in our new colors, by the way. I'll also be using the designer paper, one of the sheets, but both sides of it, this one here. And then we'll be using the resin dots. In addition to that, we're going to be using one of the bundles because this suite comes with 2 bundles. I did not get this one yet. Can you believe it? It's so pretty. It's so floral, but I wanted the sentiments more, and I had to justify how much I spent myself on catalog products too, right? Can't own it all, even though I really want to. Unbounded Love is the one that I purchased, so we're going to be using this one. But you know what? These dies, like punches, can be looked at in different ways. So for the exclusive project that I have that I'm sharing on my in my video class bundle that you can get through our All-Star group, I do have my exclusive card is like punch art as well, but it's die art. It's using the dies in a different way to make something unique. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking the dies and making something unique from them. If you've never seen punch art before, just Google it, punch art, and see what people have created. Like, you can create dogs and cats with just circles and leaves, and it's crazy fun. So let's look at the products up close. I'm going to bring you back to my desktop. So this is the glimmer paper, and it is really, really glimmery. It's so pretty. We're going to be using the Pretty in Pink color. And I do have a little swatch of that color here, but it's not enough. So we're going to be cutting from that sheet. Actually, you know what? I lied. It's not the Pretty in Pink color. I'm going to have to change my resources before. So if you did a screenshot of that PDF, change it, because I now realize I have to change a link. It's not Pretty in Pink. I'm looking at my card over there. It is the darker color. Oh my gosh. Rachel. There are two pinks in our in color line. Rachel was tired last night, I guess. Petunia Pop is the color that we're going to be using for the glimmer paper. Silly me. And so yes, I do have a small amount of that, but we're going to need bigger pieces. So I'm going to keep one of these pieces here just in case that scrap is more usable. Let's bring in the designer paper now. So the designer paper, I don't have full sheets of. I used a lot of it because it's really cool stuff. So the Unbounded Beauty paper is stunning. You can see that there are, and I've got some styles here, but not all of them. So there's 6, and I'll try to separate these here. Let's put it this way, right there, between those two. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 papers, and they're double-sided. So now we're going to flip them over, and you can see the back sides of these papers. Really fun, right? We're going to be using this sheet here. Nope, not that one, Rachel. You lied again. Hang on. I stayed up late. This one here, this is the one we're using. And I have just a small piece from another paper, so we'll try to use that one up first. We're going to set those pieces aside also. And then for the remainder of the products in the suite, we have the Unbounded Beauty, Unbounded Love stamp set. Look at all the pretty fonts and the different ways you can combine those words. You can have sentiments on the outside, sentiments on the inside. And then we have the dies. And the dies I store in my Stampin' Storage little envelopes, and on the Stampin' Storage magnets. You can find those things in my favorite extras on my website at stampyourartout.com. So we're going to be using this die here, and we're going to be using this one. I think that is it. For the words, we're going to be using the one that shows empathy. I don't call it a sympathy card because no one has passed away on this one. This is just my heart goes out to you. Could be for somebody who's just going through a hard time, but I do love that phrase. I think it's wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, kind of kittywampus on my clear block. I don't like to mount my stamps straight because then I'm looking at the sides of my blocks when I stamp. I want to look at the actual stamp. And these are photopolymer stamps, so they're clear. You can see through them. Next, the last thing in the suite that I'll be using are the resin dots. And the resin dots come in the in colors as well. Okay. Good morning, Jackie. How are you? So fun to see everyone chiming in. This is fun, you guys. I'm reading comments. I don't acknowledge all of them, but I do read them. And it's so fun to see what you guys are saying. So we're going to start with our card base just because I like to start out easy and simple. We're going to be using our basic white cardstock. I have 2 sheets of basic white because it comes in 2 different thicknesses. I don't know if you want to call it weights or what, but we have one that is flimsier and one that is thicker. The one that is thicker is called Basic White Thick, and it's great for card bases. We'll just use that one throughout, but it's nice to own both because the Basic White regular one is good for layers. It doesn't add a lot of density to your cards. We're going to cut our cardstock, which is 8.5 by 11. We're going to cut it in half at 4.25 inches. Good morning, Jean. And we're just making sure everything's lined up. Cut it, turn it this way, 90 degrees, and bring it to the 5.5 inch mark now, because now we're going to score it halfway. 11 inches, halfway is 5.5. We're going to score it halfway, and we now have our basic portrait card base. And I'm just going to press that down with my bone folder, give it a good crease. We need another piece here. We're going to take this piece and cut it to 3.5 inches, and that is going to be the height of it. It's going to be the same width as the card, so it's going to span across the card in this direction. We need that piece, and then we need a little bit of our Petunia Pop, not Pretty in Pink, glimmer paper, and we're going to cut that at, and I think I wrote in the measurements, I'm just going to peek here, 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut 2 of them at 3/4 of an inch. And you know what? I just did a boo-boo. I mean, it's not really bad, but you're going to save on your blade if you cut it this way with your glimmer paper, because the glimmer paper has a texture to it, and it kind of can do a number on your blade after time. So if you cut your glimmer paper upside down, it makes your blade last longer. I forgot to do that. Okay, and then we need to cut this, and we'll do it with this direction. We're going to cut 2 pieces at 4.25 inches. And then we'll save this little scrap for punching. So the reason why we cut these so wide and they're just a layer is because we need to do some tearing. Thanks, Diane. Oh, she's so sweet. Okay, and so let's cut the Unbounded Beauty designer paper now. The Unbounded Beauty designer paper is, we're going to use 2 sides. We're going to use both sides. This piece is 4 inches in this direction and just over 2 inches. You'd think, and let's look at the finished card now. I know you saw it in the PDF, but I might as well share it here. You'd think that we'd need a whole full sheet, but we don't, because this extends, this top layer here extends all the way to the edge. So even if you turn it on its side, you can't really tell that this is an illusion. This is just a 1 inch piece, and this is just a 1 inch piece. So we're going to take and cut each of these. This is plenty for our background layer, which is using the multicolor. Tip, another tip, you guys. For those of you that are newer and you don't know this yet, these sticky notes are like a paper crafter's #1 tool. You got to have them. I'm just going to put a little sticky edge there onto the paper. Now I'm going to set it in my trimmer. I'm using the measurements on this side of the trimmer, and I'm going to hold it down. Now it will stay in place. Even though it's a tiny piece, it'll stay in place while I cut it. Okay, I have those 2 pieces ready. Remember, this one is a scrap. And then we need to have some scraps of this to use for our actual little bandages on the card. And you can see that they are about 1 inch. Let's see here. Yeah, they're about 1 inch wide. So I'm going to cut a little bit larger because I want to die cut beyond. So we're going to go to the 1.25 inch. And I'm not sure if this is going to be enough or if we're going to have to do more, but try not to use up too much of this paper yet. So we'll start die cutting. Die cutting. Bring in the die cutting machine, Rachel. Okay. Hang on. Got to grab my dies. Okay. Here it is. This is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with its 2 little side parts. This is up and this is down. Okay, it makes a lot of noise, so I'm trying to do it gently. So there we go. That is Stampin' Up's die cutting tool. It is wonderful. It's got rollers that mash things so that when you are cranking paper in there with an embossing folder, it presses into the paper and creates this fun texture onto your paper, but it also die cuts. So it's called the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We're going to put down platform #1 first. We've got the 1 on there. the die adapter plate number 2. And then we've got a couple cutting plates, and they're both labeled number 3. You want to have 2 of these for die cutting. The scratchier one I put down, and I put my cutting blade of my dies downward. You'll find videos out there where the cutting blade is upward, but I think it's harder for me to see where I'm cutting unless I were to use a sticky note to attach. And I can demonstrate that, but let's start this way for now. The bandage base is this die, as you all know. You can figure that out. We're going to use our sticky note again, so let's peel off that paper. And we're just going to put this right over the top. We're going to die cut 2 papers at the same time, or 2 dies at the same time. So this one here is the other label piece, and I'm going to put that one down here. And we'll use another sticky note to hold that in place, because this is a narrow little strip of designer paper, and we don't want those to move on us as we are cranking things through. I'm going to put number 3 on top. Again, this is the non-scratchy one because my blades are down. And I'm going to, oopsie, you've got to make sure it's going in straight. I'm reading comments again. Sorry. It's so fun to read what you guys are saying. I wish I could just sit there and have conversations with you the whole time. Okay, we've got our pieces cut. There we go. We will need more scraps. We will. Okay, so here is one of those little bandage tops. It's not quite done yet though. We're going to do 3 of these, but let's just do our base pieces first. Here's the base of the bandage. I'll show you the other direction now, okay? So if we're going to do our cutting blade up, we're still going to attach our sticky note to our paper, because that'll help hold it in place. Do the same thing again. You can see I'm going to run out, right? Okay, so we are sticking those down. And now I can flip it over and everything's kind of staying on there. So when you do it this way with your blade up, so now we put our smooth cutting plate down and our scratchier one on top. When you do it this way, your rollers are connected to the cutting part of the die even better, like because that top one is really touching closer to the cutting blade of the die. So you tend to get better cuts, especially with like detailed dies. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to show you guys? And I noticed I kind of tossed it aside. There are actually 2 dies that you get with, 2 die cut pieces that you get with this. In fact, I think it's under here still. I think I forgot to poke it out. Let's take a poke to the top here. Yes, I did. Look at that. So there's 2. You get this little fun scallop frame, and you get the inside piece. Silly me. I didn't even think to show you guys that. We don't need the scallop one, but save it because, hello, how cool is that? Save all your scraps. No, don't. It becomes a messy craft room when you do that, you guys. All right, so now we're going to take and do this again. And should have done a few of these ahead of time, but hopefully this is relaxing to watch. Okay, we're going to set that down on here. Again, this is just my preference. You can do it in any way that you want, whether you want to, you know, have your, see, and I only needed one more small scrap, you guys. That's okay. We'll just cut another piece. If you want to die cut upwards or downwards or whatever, it's up to you. Your choice. All right, we need one more of these to do the bandage top. Okay, now we'll run that through, and I'm going to do it without a post-it note because after a while you get kind of good at it and you don't have to worry about all the post-it notes. In fact, you forget that you've die cut certain pieces and they stay within your dies. And then that's another way your craft room can get messy, is your dies have all of these leftovers in them. Try to clean them out if you can. There we go. So there's our extra little frame that I'm going to store away. So we have our 3 bandage pieces, and now we just have to do a little bit more precise die cutting. We have our bases here and then the tops of our bandages. But for the tops of our bandages, we have to come back in and use this die again. So now what we do is we shift it. We're going to take one of these, We're going to lay it in here so it looks more like a square. And I think I did it about that size. I think I had about 1/4 of an inch showing through this window here. So I'm going to attach with my sticky note again. And I'm not going to try to do a bunch of them together. Okay, so we're going to press it down onto our cutting plate with our sticky note on top. And hopefully it's all lined up. You can spend a long time just trying to make sure all of those little tiny, and I didn't show you that, the little tiny holes that are in your die. So check this out. There are little tiny holes in there. Let's zoom in. Okay, do you see this? We now have like a little die cut square. These little tiny holes make that perforation all the way around. So let's pull this piece out and let's do the next piece. So the heart that is on the, you kind of want to eyeball it to make sure you're in the same spot every time. The heart that is on the card is not from these dies. I had to go searching. And by the way, it might be easier to stick your Post-it note on before you let go of it on here. I had to go searching and I found a punch that we had before the mini catalog went live that has, and I have to shift this in straight here, that has a heart on it, and it's from the Bee Builder punch. It has a good size heart on it. But we also have another punch now, but I bet a few of you know it when I'm talking about. It has a heart also, and I used it last week in the live. The Humble Home punch has also a heart in it. It's slightly smaller, but really it doesn't have to be the exact same size. It just has to be a little heart of some sort because you are showing caringness. Of course, you don't even have to have a heart, but I think the heart's cute. You could also put an embellishment on. If you needed a heart, you could do it that way. So I think this is the perfect color for bandages. At least in the US here, we have that color. It's common for our bandages. Kind of more of a skin tone, really. It's not really this orange, but kind of a skin tone is what we see. So this is the closest I could find in the suite. And now we can put together our little Band-Aids. How fun. Let's set our machine off to the side. And our dies and our mess off to the side. Okay, let's start to assemble. So for the assembly, what I did is I started with my top 3.5 by 4.25 inch white layer. I didn't realize I was still so close, you guys. I'm sorry. I just looked up and I bet the die cutting was like right in your face the whole time. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Okay, Linda, have a good time at work. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay these down on here. We're just going to kind of position them in a fun way. And that's how I started my card when I designed it. I just kind of laid these down so that I had room for my sentiment. So I wanted my sentiment to not be too close to the edge. So then I kind of tilted and maneuvered. Let's grab our Summer Splash ink, which is a new blue color. It's a kind of an aqua blue. And we're going to ink up our stamp. Sorry, let me bring the camera a little bit better into view here. There we go. So we're going to ink up our stamp by pouncing lightly onto our ink pad. And then, again, you can see right through, and you're going to stamp that down like that, nice and firm. Don't rock your ink or your stamps, because if you do accidentally press too hard into your ink pad, you can get what's called like a halo around the edges of your stamp. And then if you're doing a rocking effect or you're stamping on a cushiony surface, you can sometimes pick up that halo and then you have an outline around your ink, around your stamps. Okay, so now that I've got that stamped, I can take and stick these down. And I just took and used seal adhesive, which is like a tape runner adhesive, and I connected them in place like so. And I'm trying to get as close to the way my card looks right now. Although it's always fun if I could try something different. Last week I think I tried something different, but it Yeah, it's not my thing normally, you guys. I try to make them as close to the original as possible so that when you guys go to my blog post, you're seeing photos of what you think I demonstrated, but it's not. It's the original card. Okay, so now we turn it this way, and it goes kind of in that spot. Okay, now it says 3 bandages, but where did these 2 come from? That's where you grab your paper snips and you get a little clever and you start snipping these guys. So we're just going to trim. We're going right up to the edge of our paper. I must have a little adhesive on my scissors because they're sticking. And you want to cut straight. I got to clean those off. Okay, or it could be the adhesive on this. There's adhesive on these. Okay, so then I take these pieces and I play around with them and see which one kind of looks like it's in the best position to be added to my card. And where'd they all go? So this one here, now we get into our precision tip glue bottle. This one here looks like it would fit on the side pretty well. It's kind of the biggest one. So I'm just going to get into the corners and grooves of that piece, and I'm going to lay it down over here to fill in space. It's a paper saving technique. You don't have to die cut all of those bandages this way. And then I think this one was the other one I used. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that one, and we'll lay that one down in this corner to fill up that space. And that's another reason why I wanted to get as close as possible, because I didn't want to rethink this whole thing. These guys go up on dimensionals. Let's worry about that in a minute though. Let's start layering our card. We're going to stamp the inside first. For all of you new card makers, oops, I forgot a stamp. For all of you new card makers out there, it's best to stamp first and then to assemble. If you stamp first, you have the ability to flip something over. So this one says feel better soon. So for my card, it wasn't a sympathy, sorry someone passed card. It is a card for healing. So we're going to pick up our stamp, making sure it's relaxed beforehand. Okay, you want to relax your stamp so it stays straight, and then pick it up with your clear block. Grab our ink again, and if we stamp first, we can always flip our cardstock over. How do we do that if we've folded the card already? Well, I'll show you. So let's go ahead and stamp on the inside here, and let's make a mistake. Oh my gosh, I stamped it wrong. It's not straight. So now we fold it the other direction. This now becomes the front of our card because we're going to cover it up. So you got 2 chances. Otherwise, then you could put a layer on, I guess. But now we can see, and we can line it up, stamp it down, and put the ink and stamps away. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to make mistakes on purpose. It's not fun to make mistakes on accident, but on purpose was pretty fun here. Okay, now we'll take our designer paper, and we want the pinkish bluish side up. Our Petunia Pop / Summer Splash colors. There is a little bit of pretty and pink in there too. So I've put adhesive all over the back side. Decide what's your top, what's your bottom. I'm thinking I like this on the bottom. So we'll add that about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom edge and from the side edges. And then on the top here, I kind of like, well, maybe I like it this way. I like it that way. So we're going to go like that and add it down. Okay, the next step is to take and tear our glimmer paper. So for tearing our glimmer paper, you can tear it in half. This is plenty of room where you can tear it in half. Ignore my fingernails. I have fingernails that are in bad shape. It's just the way I am genetically. Okay, we're going to take and tear. I'm not tearing completely in half because I wanted a little bit of room on this side, but do you see what I'm doing here? I'm peeling up on the right side and I'm peeling away from me on the left. And that's exposing the white core of the glimmer paper. We have some awesome cardstock that is new as of September 4th that is also white core cardstock. So if you tear that, you're going to get this white little torn edge look too. Pretty cool. Now, I could use this piece, except it does not have the white torn edge. If you flip it over, there's no more glimmer paper. So that's why I cut it so that it was really small and that you're only tearing off about 1/4 of an inch, and you can just trash that if you want to. So let's do that with this side as well. These pieces are about 1/2 of an inch in height, if you're looking at them this way. We can add them next, except then you have to kind of estimate where this is going to go. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to put dimensionals on the back side, but not all the way to the corners. We're going to bring our dimensionals, because this is raised up a bit, we're going to bring our dimensionals in a bit. I have a new package of dimensionals. Love new dimensionals. 3 fresh sheets. You get 300 in a pack, plus you have all those fun edges to use too. So just break them up and get them moving here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all you need, but if you want to add more, you certainly can. So I'm going to go about 1/2 of an inch or more in from the edges. Okay, that's going to leave me room for tucking my glimmer paper. Now I'll peel off the backings, and if you want to, you can use your paper snips to kind of poke and grab if that's easier for you. A lot of people like to do that with their take your pick tool or whatever. Okay, this goes on top, and you want to center that. If you need to, you can use your grid paper to center because it's got lines on it. I'm just eyeballing, making sure that these edges are lined up with the outside edges of my card base, and that this is about the same amount on the top and bottom. Now we can take and add our glimmer paper. You can add it with seal adhesive. You can add it with the multi-purpose liquid glue, which actually comes in a container like this. I've just transferred it to my precision tip bottle. By the way, this is also in my favorite extras in my website. So again, go to stampyourartout.com, click on shop, go to my favorite extras, and you'll be able to find the glue bottle plus tips, a link to a video for tips for filling it. So I know some of you have reached out to me personally because you're like, how do I fill this thing? It keeps overflowing. And the trick, the main trick, but you want to watch the video probably, the main trick is to not let the glue touch the sides. Okay, so now we're going to take and shove this up and under. And if you have glue on it, sometimes it's a little bit more of a mess. So my preference is typically the seal adhesive that I used on the back side of this, because it's not getting all over my hands as I work with it. Tuck it in, position it, and stick it down. If you need to, you can trim off any excess that's going over the sides. The next step is to take those dimensionals again. We need 3 of them, and we're going to put them on the back sides of our little bandage centers. So peel off the release paper and figure out where they go. Let's see, this one's kind of a not so bright bandage. So, well, you know what? I'm going to have that one go with this one because the darker bandage is just going to go with the darker base. And then you center it and you stick it down. So easy, easy peasy. Like so. And if you want to, it might help. I just thought of this. It might help if you actually put the centers on these things before you stick them on your cardstock, because if you get too close to an edge with the center part, you will have to trim off the center part too. You know what I mean? Okay, so we have those on. Next we add the heart. And the heart was punched from the Bee Builder punch. But again, the Humble Home, did I even share that? Yeah, I did. So you just take and stick that in there like that and punch it. I have some punched already. Might as well not waste our glimmer paper. I'm going to put my adhesive on the back side, grab onto it, add it in the middle here, stick and hold. And then we have our resin dots. So if you have noticed, I am wearing my extra hair again today, and this is a new one. If you're a YouTube subscriber, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you may have seen a notice come out this morning of a new video, and that video was about hair. It's a very short one. It's maybe like 6-ish minutes long. So sorry, I do promote the hair toppers because I feel like I'm helping a bunch of people out there that have the same dilemma I do. 50% of women that hit menopause start to lose their hair. And so maybe that's a bunch of us here. But anyways, I have found relief and a sense of confidence in wearing toppers. They're like an extra piece, a hair piece that sits on top of your head. And I just did a video for that this morning for the new Airy Elegance. I'm so excited. So check it out if you'd like. Okay, we're going to go with the Summer Splash little embellishments here. We have 2 different sizes. So I added like 3 over here, a big, a small, and a big in that little area. And then I added another small so that I made it kind of even right in that corner. And that is the finished card, you guys. That is it. Came together so quickly, right? The only thing is, if you're a beginning crafter, you'll probably need to invest in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but oh my gosh, you will not regret it. It is so cool. All right, so, hey, thanks for posting the link there, Trisha. Let's talk about a few things happening right now in the world of Stampin' Up! As we are sitting here. So, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see these a little bit better. So as far as promotions going on, it's the start of the new mini catalog. The new mini catalog that looks like this is also included online. Like all of the products are online, but the mini catalog has begun. The scrapbooking new products for everybody that are Stampin' Up! Products now. They're not just the Close to My Heart ones brought over, but they are Stampin' Up! Branded scrapbooking products have released as well. I'm so stinking excited about that. I can't even tell you. I am a scrapbooker. I love scrapbooking. So that has released 2 new kits, like every month, 2 new kits have released. But also we have a paper pumpkin thing that is happening right now. So I'm going to bring you to, let's see here. I'm going to bring you to my computer real quick. And we're going to take a peek at the new paper pumpkin. The new paper pumpkin kit, the box looks like this. We don't have a lot of peeks of paper pumpkin kits. This is something that is a surprise when you get it. This is the way that kit line happens. I've been doing alternates with this kit since 2013. So it's been around for a long time, but this is the next one that you can sign up for. If you already have an active account, this one will be coming to you mid-month next month. Those people that have active accounts now, and as of yesterday, I should say, are getting the September kits shipped out today. I'm so excited. So those September kits are coming, but I can't really talk about those now because those of you that are new can't get in on the September kits anymore. So you'll want to activate your subscription. I do have a link in my blog again. So you just go to stampyourartout.com, go to Paper Pumpkin, click sign up, and you can activate a Paper Pumpkin account. Speaking of Paper Pumpkin, I do exclusives too. For all of my subscribers who subscribe through me for their Paper Pumpkin kits, and for my team members, you get exclusive project ideas. So another reason to join in. And then we have World Card Making Day just around the corner. That is the first weekend of October, October 5th, and Stampin' Up! Is having a party. So basically, it's a free event that you can join in on, and there is a link in my video, in my blog posts. At the bottom of every blog post, it talks about all these promotions that I'm sharing right now, and you can find links to signing up for that. The other thing I wanted to share is, and I'm going to show you a little image of that, the product Give Back. We have a product in the mini catalog. It is called Sentimental Christmas Designer Paper, and when you purchase that, Stampin' Up! Donates $3 of those dollars to organizations around the world that benefit children's literacy. So you're helping by purchasing crafting products. Woohoo! Gotta love that. And what else do we have? Oh, and then of course we're doing a blog hop today. Sorry, I have to look around my computer here. We're doing a blog hop today, and this is the sneak peek of our exclusive tutorials that you can get through our All-Star group. Each and every month we release exclusives, and you can see even the names of demonstrators. Again, we're literally around the world. So if you are interested in getting in on those, you can either place a $50 order through me. You will earn it for free as a thank you in your order. You'll get a thank you email and you'll get the link to it. Or you can purchase them, all the tutorials, and any past tutorials or video class bundles that I've ever done are in my website. So now let's take you there, okay? Let's clean this up though, because I don't want you watching me try to maneuver here. Okay, let's take you there. Are you guys getting dizzy? All right, so if you're gonna shop all of those, you're gonna go to tutorials and then click on tutorials here, and that will take you to the video class bundles. It will take you to any past tutorials, all kinds of things. Gosh, even like classes to go tutorials are in there. So they're all different price ranges. And I'm showing those to you now because that is the prize that I'm gonna be drawing to giving to the 2 winners that Trisha draws today from our live. So you're going to go again to stampyourartout.com. You're going to click on shop, go to tutorials, and then just email me which tutorial or video class bundle you want. And it could be the current one too. So I'm going to put my email address up there. We're going to go to the desktop and go back to some former prizes from last week because we still have some after live winners. Our after live winners from last week got in on samplers of new product. So a sampler of some new glimmer paper and some sampler of the reindeer, I forgot the name of it, Reindeer Days designer paper, plus a pack of dimensionals, whether they are the larger kind or the mini kind. Okay, so let us go and see who we picked, Rachel. Sure thing. I'm on the wrong tab though. Let me go over here. Here we are. Okay, so the winner from the After Live commenters on, this is YouTube, we have GACCIUNGER 2818, Jack, pronounced it right. So anyways, you won. Thank you for the sweet comments. And then on Facebook, we had Mary Ellen Ryan from Montana win. So you get in on the After Live prizes, which are the glimmer paper, the Reindeer Days paper, and again, there's just samplers of each, but then a full pack of your choice of dimensionals. So let me peek at who Trisha has picked, and she has, hasn't she? So for our live winners today, we have, and I'll just wait for her comment to come up so I can see it, because I can't see it right now. And again, these people that she picks will get their choice of a tutorial bundle or video class bundle for free. And I'm just going to scroll again to see if she has called them out. I bet, you know, you guys always see them before I do. I bet she's already called them out. I'm not seeing them yet. We will be live again next week. I'm seeing her comment come up now. Yay. We have to figure out how to time this better, right, Trisha? I always say my things differently, so you never know when I'm going to ask for your announcements. But there they are. Yay. We have, it looks like Mom 12 195 and Tina Desjardins. That's how you would say it in French, I think. Desjardins. Desjardins. Tina Desjardins and Mom 12 195 are the winners of our live drawing. Way to go, you guys. Make sure, again, that you reach out to me at that email address, stampyourartout@comcast.net. And Lisa, thank you so much for helping out also. Yay. Lisa and Trisha, you are awesome. Thank you all for joining. Our next live is next week on Wednesday. That would be September 18th at 11 a.m. Central Time. I know I have something planned. I just can't think of what it is, but I have so much coming out of my head right now, you guys. I can't wait to sit and create. Every day I crank out stuff. It's crazy. I can't even keep up with the blog posting I want to do. So on that note, I'm going to let you all go. I hope you have a very, very fun week. Thank you again for being with us. And now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.